Hello and welcome. I am Nicole Arrington coming to you from Helena, Montana with Big Sky Cards. Today I have this stunning, beautiful card that I would want to make with you guys. And the purpose of it was to use this beautiful gold leafing that Stampin' Up! Has. Now, in the process of designing this card, I seem to have used a little bit of everything. Like I have used the Brilliant Wings, and I've die cut out one of the largest detailed butterfly, and then from the Ornate Garden Suite I used this die to cut out this basic white, and then from the Fern bundle I've cut out these two using our Fern bundle with Garden Green and the gold foil cardstock that we've got. Now, having said all that, we've got some of these things all pre-cut, ready to go for us, and I'm going to set some of them aside. And I think what I would like to do is I would like to color my butterfly. So I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock, and because I'm using Bermuda Bay, I'm going to kind of color the body, little bits of the body in with Bermuda Bay. So I can have a two-tone butterfly. Excuse me. Whew. Those alcohols, I tell you. Alright, then I'm going to follow that up with, you can either use Blackberry Bliss or the Rich Razzleberry, which is retiring because they apparently are very similar toned, and so the Rich Razzleberry is retiring because it's just like Blackberry Bliss. Either will work for our purposes. And I got a couple little blobs that haven't popped out, but we'll get those out here in a bit. Alright. Gonna push those out. Push that out. There we go. So there I've got a nicely colored butterfly, in which case I'm going to set him aside. I am going to put gold leafing on him, on the edge of him. But before that I do that, I want to take my early espresso and I'm going to get my little pad. So I'm going to take my early espresso and I'm going to take my runner, and I am going to, alright, there we go. I'm just going to outline the edge with my runner. Okay, and the reason I've got this mat is this is a non-stick mat. Stampin' Up! Sell the smaller ones. For my work surface, I want a ginormous one because I am always putting things on. Struggling here. There we go. Okay, and so I missed a little bit at that edge there, and I feel like there's a little edge here. Oh, and right here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that I'm just have some stuff hanging over the edge, and I am just going to tuck them over. Okay, so now I've got this lovely edge with my tape runner. This is the Stampin Seal Plus, but the Stampin Seal would work beautifully as well. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a container. Who knew I wasn't going to get a container quite full enough. And then I'm going to sprinkle this gold leafing on. And it's very fine, very... Okay, maybe I should have gone for a larger container, but this is what I had. Okay, and I'm going to end up with, I'm going to guess, gold everywhere in my house after this, or on me. Alright, let's finish that off. Okay, and then what I can come in and do is I can bring just a sponge to just give it to help pull off all that extra. Oh no. Okay. But it just gave it enough oomph to get off. Alright, and look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Alright, so I'm going to put that lid on just lightly. The other thing I'm going to do, and this is why also I have this mat, is I am going to put gold right here on the edge. And while the runner was so easy and quick, the problem is this is so detailed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the liquid glue, Stampin' Up! Cells, that's in this little fine tip bottle, and I'm just going to place some on here. Okay, and down here. Okay, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my finger and just kind of lightly rub it in down here so that it smears everywhere. And this is where that Stampin' or that adhesive mat is really great, because again, I can let this sit here and dry, and it'll rub right on off later. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to put my butterfly back in here with all this gold leafing and cover it all up. Oh, maybe I shouldn't pull on the antennas. Okay. Again. Okay, but it's not, it looks really rough. So I don't have any holes, I don't have any detail. It looks so rough, but here I can come in, take my sponge to it, and it just cleans it up and gives you your detailed holes back. And I'm going to go to the back side because that's going to just help it a little as well. All right, and surprisingly, I don't have as much gold as I thought I would everywhere, but look at that! Isn't that just beautiful? Another thing you could do if you wanted to do this is you could use gold embossing powder, you know, and just dab the edges in your Versamark. Ooh. Oops. Let me knock my camera. But yeah, I mean, how cool is that? Alright. Now I'm going to take my sheet of Bermuda Bay. That's 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to fold it in half. Set that aside. Then I'm going to fly away gold. I might try to scoop some of this into my container. But awesome project, and let me tell you, I don't know that I use very much. So I think that's almost like a lifetime supply. Unless you're making 30 billion cards. No judgment there, because I do make 30 billion cards of the same thing. All right, let me get my scissors. I reorganized my craft room, so some things have moved, like my scissors. They just went from one bucket to the other, because the bucket was just too full. Makes perfect sense, but when I'm looking for things, they're not quite where I remember them. Alright, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to get my liquid glue. And I'm going to go ahead and... No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to adhere it down yet. I'm going to take my basic white made with that Ornate